title of the presentation, which I agreed to do, is how to attract and close a flood of high-paying clients into your business. And I'm going to show you the steps that our clients are currently taking to grow their business exponentially. And specifically, I'm going to be focusing on joint ventures. What are they? How can you utilize it? How can you grow your business through joint ventures? So if this is a subject you're interested in, you are going to enjoy it. And I'm going to say this, that when it comes to learning, it is very, very important that we optimize our energy. So, in this day and age, we can get easily distracted by social media and other things going on. So what I'm going to urge you to do is grab a notebook and pen. I'm sure some of you have that already. I know some of you are making notes. And stay to the very end. Listen to everything that I'm going to be sharing with you. Make notes and really focus on the time we are here together. So I'm not here for long with you, but I'm really, really looking forward to this. So before I get going, I want to say thank you to Internet Business School, Simon Coulson, Max, Claire, the whole team there for inviting me to speak on this particular platform on this Saturday. And everyone here, obviously you're very special people because you've taken time and energy to be here to learn and grow. It says a lot about you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I know a few of you know me, so thank you for being here. For the past 17 years, I've been an entrepreneur for over 22 years now, but for the past 17 years, I've been training and coaching thousands of people around the world to grow their business, typically growing their business between 20% and 200% in less than a year. How do I do that? Well, there's specific methodology and strategies that I use, which I'm going to share with you and avail to you on this call here. Hey, by the way, how many of you, if you knew how to, would love to grow your business exponentially? Whether it's 20%, 30%, or even up to 100%. If that is you, give me a yes. If you would love to do that. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Marilena. Fantastic. Only 2 people. Okay, Edward. Thank you, Alan. Danny. Neville. Excellent. Good. I'm going to be sharing with you some strategies on how we do that. So thank you for being here. I've worked with people like Les Brown. Les Brown says, it's my business to know who it is that can really make a difference for you. Mac is the person, he creates an experience that gives you a larger version of yourself. I've worked with people like Robert Kiyosaki, T.R. Becker, Blair Singer. Previously I was traveling around the world when I could travel to speak on various stages around the world. Robert Kiyosaki will typically talk about real estate and investments, and I'll talk about business and growing your business. And he says, Mac Attram is a great coach and a great teacher for people who want to be or are entrepreneurs. So if you're not an entrepreneur right now and you want to be, listen and stay tuned to everything I'm going to be sharing with you as well. I've been featured, as Claire said, on various publications, Sky TV, Forbes, The Guardian, CNBC. I'm the author of 4 best-selling books, and my latest book, the second one, is The Millionaire Moment. And The Millionaire Moment talks about how our thoughts shape our financial destiny. And I published that in 2020 during the lockdown because I had time on my hands and I wasn't traveling. I've talked about Forbes and all this. Previously, as I said, I was traveling around the world teaching. This is 2,000 people in Berlin, Germany. I've traveled, in over 50 countries. I've taught hundreds of thousands of people. Now, I share that with you not to show off and brag, but my life was very different before. I struggled a lot. And there was a time in my life when I came to a place where I was totally broke. I was over $100,000 in debt at the time. And I was struggling it was a small computer company, internet company that I set up. And it came to a place where I ended up working 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week in something that I was no longer enjoying. My health was deteriorating. I remember vividly as well that my wife was pregnant with our second child. And I'd been working for several years, and we only been newly married. I've been working for 3 or 4 years, really working hard to make my business work. And it just wasn't, and I was failing. $100,000 in debt. This is money I owed other people. This is money that I borrowed. And I remember I had two business partners at the time who totally disappeared. They stole a lot of money from the business. So I was working hard to make the business work, struggling. And one particular evening, I just had a breakdown. I was driving home from my office, 5 minutes from my home. I remember parking my car in this shopping center car park. And for some reason, I didn't want to go home that evening. I had my hands on the wheel there, sitting in the car and sobbing and crying, thinking that I'm a failure. That how did I get here where I'm failing? I'm totally broke. I'm over 100 grand in debt. It looks like my wife's going to leave me because I'm hardly at home working all these hours. My wife's now pregnant with our second child, and a few years are gone. I haven't seen much of our first child. How did I get here? And in that moment, as I sat there feeling sorry for myself, I realized that I created this situation. And the mind that created my situation certainly cannot be the same mind that takes me out of my current situation. So as I came through, I started to think, how do successful people run businesses, successful businesses, have better relationships, have more happiness? And it dawned on me there's stuff I didn't know. So I remember driving home 5 minutes, driving home. It was a total blur. But what I gathered was I've got to really know how to do this. I've got to study it. I went on a journey of self-discovery, reading tons of books, going to all the workshops, seminars. And I'm so glad I did, because in less than 2 years, I was able to learn all the key things that I didn't learn at university. And I got an MBA, by the way. I didn't really, how many of you realize that, and I'm sure you would, that academic success doesn't equal entrepreneurial success? Yes or no? Give me a yes or a no in the chat box. Academic success doesn't equal, thank you, Marilena, Ancuri, Alan, Edward, thank you, Billy, Neville. And so I went on this journey. In less than 2 years, I was able to fix my business, and then I sold my business. And I started another business, and I started in real estate as well. And so all the things I learned, suddenly people, I felt like I could do business now properly. And people started asking me, Mac, how can you help me in my business? Please help me. So I started helping people one-on-one, and then 1 to 10, and I started running small workshops because I had time in my hands, and I started doing that. And so I'm sure you can relate to some part of my story, because for small business owners, entrepreneurs, sometimes we struggle. Sometimes things don't go the way we intend. And so people say to me, Mac, if you're already financially successful and you have these businesses, why do you teach? I'll tell you why I teach. I teach because when I was struggling and I was looking for a way out and really struggling, I thought what I needed to know was A, B, and C. And so when I started helping people, I showed them so they didn't have to struggle. And I created my mission, and my mission became very clear. My purpose on this earth became very, very clear when I turned my situation around, which is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. And when I am teaching entrepreneurs, small business owners, to really fix their business, to make more money, have a better lifestyle, I feel I'm living my purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I agreed to do this talk with Internet Business School. So I want to get straight into the teaching now. How many of you are ready to learn? How many of you are ready to learn? How many of you are ready to learn more? Jane, thank you. Marilena, good. Paulina, Anwar, Neville, excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the way I teach, and I talked about energy earlier on. Me, Graham, thank you, Graham. I'm not a lecturer. I don't talk at you. And at some points I will ask questions. And I don't do that to treat you like a 4-year-old. But it's just, if we can have a conversation, I think we can all learn. So I don't talk at you. Often I will read the chat. I will see what it is you're saying. I'll see what your question is. So let's get going. I've got a question for you. And the question is this, and just answer the best you can. What is the biggest challenge for most small business owners? What's the biggest challenge for most small businesses? Put in the chat box for me what you think that is. Just want to hear your opinion. Growing, where to start? Thank you. Growing, cash flow. Thank you, Craig. Expanding, cash flow, getting enough business, networking, somewhere to start, public awareness. Excellent. Selling, getting clients. Kaya says setting up systems. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you all for your inputs on that. And I will say this, that whenever I'm called into a company to help them, and there's a cash flow issue, generally I know that cash flow issue is to do with money. And so one of the biggest challenges I've found is for a lot of small business owners is attracting and closing more clients. Because if they can have that fixed, then they're making more money, then they can recruit the right team in place, and they can start systemizing their business more fully. And I help clients do all of that. Here's an example of Anna Kitney. Anna Kitney, when she came to us, she came to my business boot camp, she did our programs, and she moved from being just a business operator, in other words, always in her business, to becoming a business owner. In other words, the business that now doesn't rely on her. And she used our processes and systems, and I'm going to show some of you what those are in a moment. And she was able to double her business in less than 1 year using the same systems by following my joint venture program, implementing a joint venture program to get free clients, free leads, and also then it allowed her to expand internationally. Now, if you are in business right now and your business needs you all the time in order to function, then really you don't have a business. You just have an extended job. And so there are ways of doing it. And for a lot of small business owners, cash is first, and then they can implement all these other things. That's why I focus heavily in helping clients to make more money, then setting up the right systems and the right team in place. So what you need is a system if you want to attract more clients and have higher paying clients and make more money. So I have so I want to talk to you through and make notes on this as well. The joint venture client attraction and closing roadmap. And so this is the roadmap that Anna Kitney and a lot of our clients go through. And the roadmap looks like this. There are 3 steps on this roadmap. The first step is what I call the ABC client attraction formula. Now, let me explain. When I say client attraction formula, you can only attract the people who really understand, who really get that you get them. And I'll explain more in a moment. If your ideal clients are out there and they are looking for you and the messaging is wrong, the positioning is wrong, they feel you don't understand them, you don't understand their problems, you can't attract them. That's one. I'm going to go deeper into it in a moment. Step number 2, one of the lead generation tools that my company use and I've used for many years now, and I've generated over $25 million alone just on joint ventures in the last 10 years, $25 million just in joint ventures outside of any other type of marketing, social media and all that. We do all those things as well. But joint ventures is very, very, very powerful. I'm going to teach you how that works very shortly. So once you can develop, and in terms of return on investment, it's very high. In terms of cost investment, almost zero, right? Could be zero, apart from your time. So step 3 is now you're getting these ideal prospects to you. How are you going to get them to transfer money from their bank account into your bank account? How are you going to get them to send money to you? Well, you've got to really give them what they have come for, sell what I call sell authentically. In other words, be you, don't be anyone else. There is no point pretending to be anyone else. And so by being you and just following a process, which I'll show you in a moment, you can now take those leads and convert them into higher paying clients. I'll talk to you through our process in a moment. Is this making sense so far? How many of you would like to know these 3 steps that we teach our clients? If you'd like to know these 3 steps, type 3 in the chat box for me, please. Type 3 in the chat box. I want to see if we've got any energy here in Internet Business School or not. Type 3 in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. There's nearly 70 people, well, 70 people in this masterclass, and it seems like it's the same people that are interacting all the time. And I'll tell you something, when it comes to business and business success, one of the biggest lessons I learned was this from one of my mentors. He said this: when it comes to business success, when it comes to sales success, when it comes to marketing success, the person, when 2 people come together in any marketing or selling situation, the person with the highest energy generally wins. Thank you, Ankuri. You remember from last time. The person with the highest energy generally wins. So although this is virtual, I'm going to say, do your best, keep your energy up, interact, let's have a conversation. Because when you do that, you learn, I learn, we will move forward. So let's go through the 3. So for those of you who are interacting and engaged, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll give you a round of applause for that. Okay. So let's talk about, so I'm going to go through the client attraction formula, and it starts with what I call the ABC. And the ABC looks like this. You want to make more money. That's a given. You want to make more money for your business. Consequently, you want that to be able to generate more money into your own personal bank account through business. So we've got to find a way of attracting the right type of clients. Let me ask you this. How many of you have ever spoken to people, had maybe coffee with them, had lunch with them, and realized at the end of the day, they were never, ever going to be a client for you? You know, it's kind of a wasted hour, a wasted 2 hours. They didn't have the money. They weren't the right fit. How many of you have ever experienced that? If you've ever experienced, say, hey, Marilyn, say, yes, yes, Alan, thank you. Louisa says yes as well. Thank you. Thank you for your input there. So we've got to attract the right type of people. Thank you. Then through our system, we've got to continue nurturing them and bonding with them. So at any given time, when you attract those type of clients, what happens when you attract the right clients rather, some are ready to buy right now, but 99% are not ready to buy. Only 1% is ready to buy right now when you make an offer. 99% are not ready. So we teach our clients how to bond, how to nurture them, so that when they are ready to buy, the only natural course of action is to come to you. So that's step number 2. So the third point is now they are in your sphere, in your realm, in your environment. How are you going to close them from being a prospect into becoming a client? And there is a process for that, which I said I will avail to you. How are you going to convert them from a lead, a prospect, into a paying client? So here's a big one now. This is really, really important. I want to ask a question. I want all of you, as many of you, to reply. Why would anyone give you their money? If you are in business, you've got an awesome product, great service, great program, why would anybody give you their money in business? Trust, thank you, Craig. Lula says trust. And Curie says they have a problem and it needs to be resolved. Thank you. Tim, perceived value, because they can. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Alan. Excellent. Because it's worth less that what they'll get. Need and cost. Excellent. It's the niche. Right. I'm a very, very simple person. Right. And when it comes to teaching other people to make more money through business, I love to keep it simple. because we are busy already. And if it's simple, you'll follow through. If it's complicated, you need to take time out, think about it, procrastinate, then come back to it. I want you, if you don't remember anything else from my presentation, remember this. The only reason why they are going to give you their money, and if you do a good job, a lot of their money, is because of this. They have a problem that they don't want. And the second part is, and the result they want, but they don't have. And so, generally when I ask this question, some people give me elements of it. They say, yep, there's a lot of you say, solve their problem. Thank you, Greg, Anwar, solve their problem. That's a given. The people say, oh, it's the right niche. They trust you, needs and cost value. That's all a given. But I want you to remember this. If you can really get clear on your ideal client's problem and you can communicate it, articulate it very, very well, fully, and also position everything so that they see the value in coming to work with you or buying your program or buying your product or buying your service, that's the solution. That's the result they want. So these two things go hand in hand. They have a problem they don't want and a result they want but they don't have. Please, please, please remember that. So this is some areas where some business owners go wrong. I just need to move this quickly so I can see my screen properly. Give me a second. Okay, let me go. All right, this is an area where some business owners go wrong. Let me explain. They have no idea who their ideal client is. And so they try and sell their program or their service or their products to everybody. And marketing to everybody means you are actually reaching nobody. They have no idea about their ideal client's pains. In other words, what keeps my ideal client up at night? What keeps them stressed? What keeps them worried? What's the challenge that they are facing? And if you don't know that, it's very hard to now position something to sell. They have no idea where to find and attract those ideal clients. And also, they have no idea how to close those clients into those prospects into a paying client. So if you don't know how to turn that lead, that prospect into a paying client, it means there is no cash flow. That means no money's coming through. So we need to be able to market effectively. In other words, getting the leads in, but turn those leads into paying clients. And I've got a system for that, and I'm going to avail to you. I'm going to start from the bottom and work through. So here's step one. How are we going to attract our ideal clients? I'm going to give you what we teach our clients to do. So make notes on this if you need to. The client attraction process is this. Number one, establish your ideal client profile. What do I mean by that? I want you to imagine that you know this ideal client so well. In other words, what they do for a living, how much money they make, whether they're married or single or in a relationship, where do they look for information, what are the challenges they have, do they have children, no children. Know them so well that when you are communicating, they feel like you are communicating to them. And the truth is this, the ideal client may change as time goes on and the market changes. So you should be doing this at least 2 to 3 times a year. Look, if you think about, if you've been in business long enough, 2019 for you will probably be very different from 2020 and maybe different from 2021. The marketplace changes. Sometimes the economy changes and the market changes accordingly. That means your ideal client may change as well in terms of their profile. Identify your client's pains. Number 2, understand it fully, have the ability to articulate it clearly. So when you are communicating with that prospect, whether it's at a seminar, whether it's on stage, or whether it's a joint venture, or whether it's on social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, it doesn't matter. Whether it's a podcast like Claire shared, if you can articulate some of the pains they're going through, they feel you are the right person, Now you are attracting them. You become attractive in their eyes. Number three, create your ideal narrow market. Someone said niche earlier on. Absolutely. So what's the niche that narrow market you're going to focus on? You've heard this before, but you need to make it even tighter, because the tighter you can make it, now you can be, listen carefully, you can be the king or the queen of that particular niche. In other words, that niche, that narrow market, the people who are referring you, the people who are talking about you, and they are passing you more business, and they're making recommendations, and you are known in that sphere, in that market. Number four, you have to format your attraction message. This is all about attraction. If you have the wrong message, it will repel. If you have the right message, it will attract. So you must have a method, and we teach our clients through our client attraction system how to formulate their message so that they get more and more and the right people coming to them. Number five, have a clear market dominating position. And people say to me, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by a market dominating position? You see, let me explain it this way. For some people, you may feel that you are the same as a lot of other people out there. Maybe you're a coach, or maybe you're a digital marketer, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And why should your clients choose you if you feel like you're the same as anybody else? Well, you're not. And I've worked with thousands of clients, and every single, I could have 10 business coaches that I'm coaching and I'm helping, and every single one of them have what I call a market dominating position. In other words, there's something different from this coach to this coach, something different. And most of these business coaches don't know what that is. But I have a formula for them to understand what it is and then market that to the ideal clients. Now, that's their dominating position. Because what happens in the coaching world, for example, so watch this, if you ever try to compare yourself to some of the world's leaders in that field, you'll probably never ever do a good job, or never get out there to market. For example, let's take Anthony Robbins. How many of you have heard of Anthony Robbins? If you've heard of Anthony Robbins, or been to his programs, or read his stuff, or watching him on YouTube, give me a yes in the chat box. Thank you, Graham, Alan. It's moving fast here. Tim, Edward, Rave. Okay, Billy. So one of the lead, Pauline, thank you. One of the leading life strategies, business strategies, coaches in the world is Anthony Robbins. But he has a different market dominating position than you do. And you can't compare. The people who will buy from you may not necessarily buy from Anthony Robbins. So when we help our clients to understand what is that uniqueness, what is it that makes them stand out? Why is it people will buy from them? So that's number five. Number six is position yourself as the go-to solution. You see, you are good at what you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. Maybe you haven't been doing it as long enough as other people. But if you have a notion to start a business and you want to start growing that business and you've already had some clients, you must be good at what you do. So you can help a lot more clients. But positioning is how everyone else will see how good you really are. It's all about positioning, and there are various ways to position yourself. Claire talked about podcasts. You can position yourself by doing talks to different places, writing blogs, doing videos. You can position yourself by writing books. I have 4 best-selling books. I've got another 2 books coming out. So positioning will get you attractive. This is a power of attraction-based marketing. Type that into the chat box for me, please. ABM. ABM. Attraction-based marketing. Type it into the chat box, please. ABM. Attraction-based marketing. Thank you. Now, an attraction-based marketing says this. Actually, let me be upfront with you. We've been talking for a little while now. What is easier? Having clients knocking at your door, phoning you, emailing you and say, can you help me? Or you going out there searching, hunting, looking. Which one is easier in business? Getting them to come to you or you going and chasing them? Which one is easier? Number one or number two? Thank you, Louise. Thank you, Billy. And Curie says, it's easier if I chase them. Maybe. But I agree with a lot of you. Number one, when they are chasing you, when they want to work with you, it makes things a lot easier. And so when attraction marketing every time, absolutely, Anwar. Okay, you typed in number two by accident then. So what I like to do, I love clients who say, hey, Mac, help me. When they come to our company, please help, Mindspace Coaching, please help me. It's easier, then we can show them. Because if you position everything the right way, which we teach our clients, life becomes easier. Let's continue here. So some of you may be thinking, oh, I've done some of these things before. Yes. So why are you not closing? You're not closing because you have to refine it even further. And the more you refine it and the better you get at sales closing and attracting, it becomes easier. So this is Ronald Harmson. I have clients all over the world. He's based in the Netherlands. And what I want to do, I want to play this. This is what he went through our programs, but he was able to double his business in less than a year, right? 100% increase in business, in sales. Listen carefully.
My name is Ronald Harmson, and I'm the CEO and owner of a development company here in the Netherlands. And I've been in business for over 24 years now. And the last 10 years, I have been stuck against this glass ceiling, if I would call it like that. So I was stuck at, well, roughly 800,000 euro in sales every year, which by itself is amazing, nothing to complain about. But by following the program, we are increasing that by 100% this year. So I have a couple of things in place which I learned through the program of Mac, getting systems in place, having the right people in my team, knowing which people to recruit. And also I know about all the pitfalls and all the tiny things I can improve from here.
So one of the ways you don't forget, he moved from 800,000 euros a year to more than 1.6 million using joint ventures and putting the right team in place to make things happen. And so it doesn't matter if you're doing 800,000 a year now or 10 million a year. I've worked with all broad spectrum of businesses. I've worked with startups who are not even making 50,000 a year and double that and even quadruple that to 250,000, a quarter of a million a year. But if you have a system to follow, how many of you would agree? If you have a system to follow, life is easier. Yes or no? Business is easier. If you have a proven system that works, is life easier? Is business easier? Thank you. Graham, Billy, Louise, Pauline, Craig, Jane, thank you. Fantastic. Kaya, Washington, Alan says yes. Fantastic. Good. Every time, Neville. So I want to move to the second thing. Remember I talked about step one, becoming attractive, which means, do I know who my ideal client is? Do I know what their problem is? Can I articulate it? Am I position myself correctly? There's a lot of pre-preparation you must do first. Then the second thing is now you can go after those people and generate those leads to you. And there are various ways. There are hundreds of ways to generate leads into the business. There's hundreds of ways. Let me mention a few. Look, you can do social media. So we know we've got social media outlets like YouTube and LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's lots of different social media platforms that can generate leads for you. Some people, when you could do exhibitions, imagine your ideal clients are at this exhibition. Should you be there? Yeah. If they are there, you should be there because they're looking for you, you're looking for them. Email marketing. And some people say, oh, email marketing doesn't work. It works in some regards, but you have to know what you're doing. Direct mail is another way of lead generating. Video marketing is another way. And My favorite, I've done all of these and we do all of these, but my favorite my favorite by far is joint ventures, or some people call strategic alliances. And just joint ventures alone, as I mentioned earlier on, we've managed to generate over, in the last 10 years, over $25 million between myself and my joint venture partners. Okay, so I want to spend some time to talk about that. What is it? How does it work? What's the process? Everything I do in business, there's a process that I get my team to follow, I get my clients to follow, because it is easier. How many of you would like to learn a little bit more about joint ventures? Type in JV if you want to learn a little more, some more about joint ventures and how it can help you make more money. Type in JV. If I don't get more than 20 JVs, that means you guys are not interested. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. That means you got 11, 12. I've got Neville says times 3. Okay, I'll give you that 13. I'm in 14, 15, 6. Sandil. Thank you. I'm in. Okay, good. All right. So some of you remember we said about energy at the beginning, and we talked about getting involved in a conversation. All right. So do that, because I know then you are actually not idle, that you are actually involved and you want to learn. If we were in the same seminar room, I think that's, we'll be interacting with each other, and that's how it works. Okay, let me get into it then. So I'm going to talk about lead generation through joint ventures. And the starting point is this. What is a joint venture then? Let's look at that. A joint venture is simply a formal partnership for mutual benefit. In other words, 2 or more people have come together and they want to explore how they can all grow, and they put a system together on how they can all grow together, make more money together. In other words, a mutual benefit. And the reason why I've written a formal partnership is this. Some people have loose partnerships that don't work. They hoping. They are on what I call hopium. And that hopium, they're wishing that someone will send them some clients. That's hope. But a formal agreement, a formal partnership, means that we are actively doing something. So you win, I win, and the client win. Win, win, win. So let me break it down. Actually, let me give you would see these joint ventures going on all the time. A couple of years ago, Spotify did a joint venture with Uber, and whereby in America, where if you've got a Spotify account, you've got an Uber account, when you go into your Uber vehicle, it can start playing your favorite Spotify channels or music, right? It's a joint venture. What's the benefit to Uber? Added value. What's the benefit to Spotify? More paying clients. So sometimes it's about money, sometimes it's about adding more value to your existing clients. But in this regard, what I'm going to be focusing on is generating more money for yourself. Now, as I say, we see it all the time. Now, how many of you notice that whenever Disney launches a new cartoon, a new film, there'll be some other product lines, other companies that they'll JV with, right? How many of you noticed that? How many of you have noticed Disney doing stuff with McDonald's and these other companies, or McDonald's doing JVs? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Graham, Danny, Craig, Alan. Yes, these joint ventures are going on all the time, and large corporations are doing it all the time. Thank you, Billy. But here's the fact. Watch this. Only 5% of small businesses do it. In other words, 95% of small businesses do not do joint ventures. Why? Because often they don't know how to do it correctly. So, what does that mean? If 90% of small businesses are not doing this, that means it's a big, huge opportunity. Big, huge opportunity. Yes or no? How many of you see that If only 90%, 95% of small business are doing it, it's a big opportunity. Billy says they don't want to share their secrets. Possibly. But thank you for that, Billy. Graham says need to learn how. Yeah, they need to learn how. Absolutely. They don't know how. And hence the reason why people kept asking me, Mac, how did you do a joint venture with Robert Kiyosaki? How did you do a joint venture with Les Brown? How did you do a joint venture with the world's largest seminar company? How did you generate $25 million over the last 10 years in joint venture marketing alone? So why would a small business be chosen to do a joint venture with a big guy? Louise, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Listen very carefully. I'm going to give you the process. Now watch this. I want you to imagine that, okay, Louise, watch this. Everybody watch this. I want you, joint venture success starts with being creative. The key word is being creative. Creative is a key word. Because remember, the joint venture doesn't exist. Someone gets creative in their mind and says, I wonder if. But then you need to know what to do. So in Louise's case, imagine a car dealer. And that car dealer, let's say that car dealer is Ferrari, a high-end global multi-billion-dollar company, but that car dealer is a local Ferrari in the city. And here's a restaurant, one chain restaurant, but it's high-end, very good quality restaurant. Now, watch this. This is how creative you can really get. I want you to put into the chat box, what can that Ferrari car dealership do with that restaurant? What could that high-end restaurant do with that Ferrari car dealership? What could be the possible joint venture? Okay, what could possibly be the joint venture? Think about this. How could they create a win-win situation? Right, Graham says, yeah, maybe the restaurant can advertise at a car dealership, or the car dealership can advertise the restaurant probably. Jane says, okay, you test drive this vehicle and you get a free meal at our restaurant. We've got attract high value customers with offers. Absolutely. They can cross market, Paulina says. And Kiri, free test drives for people who eat at the restaurant. I'm loving your creative, some type of reciprocal benefit to each other. Thank you, and Kiri. Anwar, rather. Edward, incentivize vouchers for test drives. Kaya says every sale you get a free meal. Pauline says percent discount. Now you're getting creative. Now you're getting creative because that's where it starts. So the restaurant owner knows that she has some ideal clients at the car that buy from Ferrari. Now, could they have a conversation and say, hey, Ferrari, when you do your next showroom extravaganza, when you invite all your top clients, can we supply the food? Or shall we do an agreement that you come and do it in our high-end restaurant? There are multiple ways that can be done, right? And all of you here have been answering, you've got very creative as well. So let me bring it more closer to home. I want you to think about this one. A marketing consultant and a business coach, what could they do? What could a marketing consultant and a business coach do from a joint venture point of view? Pauline says, if you purchase a Big Daddy burger to test drive, yeah, there are different ways you can do it. But here's a marketing consultant. They are good at marketing. The business coach is good at coaching clients to improve in their business. What could they do? They could do courses. Jane says they could. All right, so if you get very creative, if you're the marketing consultant or the business coach, you know you have similar clients. You've got similar clients with the same type of problems. So this is not competition. The marketing consultant doesn't do business coaching. The business coach doesn't do marketing consulting. So what could they do? Neville says, Alan says, they can recommend each other and collaborate on service offering to clients. They could. Neville, promote a boot camp presentation. Yes. Louise says webinars. They can do joint webinar together. So the business coach can do a webinar to the marketing consultant's consultants list, and vice versa. Look, what am I doing here with Internet Business School? It's a joint venture. It's a joint venture. That means I add value to Internet Business School, and some of those may become clients, some won't, but either way, I add a lot of value. So thank you. Graham, similar scheme. Send clients to each other. Edward, coach can help consultants get better, and consultants can provide free exposure. Joint venture seminars. Thank you. See, Internet Business School, is very good at internet business marketing. I am the offline guy. I am the guy who, I'm not teaching people how to do internet marketing. That's what Internet Business School does very, very well. However, I help people to use for their business, identify the right clients, attract them to their business, and if you have a situation where you need to speak to another human being to close them into a sale, that's where I come in. If you have a situation where you need to do webinars and seminars and all that kind of stuff, and you need to talk to other human beings and get them to, and persuade them, convince them to buy from you, that's where I come in. Okay, so now we're getting very, very creative. Let me talk you through the process. This is my 6-step $1 million joint venture process. How many of you would like me to show you my 6-step $1 million joint venture process? How many of you would like that? Give me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, Edward says 10. Okay, like to see your SSM. Okay, good. Danny, let's go. Okay, good. All right, let me break it down. Rave says, how would an online jewelry store do a JV? Very creatively, very creatively. You can be so creative, but sometimes most times you have to get out of your own way and think, oh, that can't happen. No, that can't happen. Seriously, let me give you the process. Number one, you have to have the ability to identify the potential joint venture partner. So this is a process where you actually go out and you identify them. All right, you make a list of 100, 50, 10, if you like, of potential joint venture partners based on what I teach you. Then the second step is, now you've made that list, you are now going to contact them. And when you contact them, you better know what to say. So, in my $1 million joint venture program, I teach people, I give them all the scripts, I give them all the templates, so they know what to say. So once you've contacted them, go through a checklist, which I have, and get them to understand what it is you could possibly do together. Number 3, you've got to now have the ability to create a compelling joint venture proposal. In other words, you've spoken to them, they've thought about it, you've come back with a proposal that says, look, this is how you're going to win, this is how I'm going to win if we work together. Remember, nothing exists until you formalize it and make it happen. They're out there not even thinking about joint ventures. You approach them and you say, this is something that can happen, but that's through a creative process. And in my so next step is to present your joint venture. Once you present your joint venture proposal, they will understand it, it's clear to them. Then we move to closing the joint venture deal. When I say close, in other words, that you must have an agreement. Because if you don't formalize this, what happens is this, that when money starts flowing, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that when you set up a joint venture, and if money's involved and a lot of money starts coming in, that someone may want to cut you out of the deal? Is that possible? Does that happen? Is it possible that they don't pay you what they are due to pay you? Does that happen? It is possible. Thank you, Alan. Because, at the beginning when you're having conversation with them, all sounds nice. And sadly, yes, because, thank you, Edward, because human beings are just sometimes can be very greedy. So I'm very, very careful who I joint venture with. Very, very careful. I spend time getting to know them, getting to understand who their clients are, getting to understand how they work. Could even be their business moves on. But yeah, only verbally needs to be formalized in writing. So the next step is once you formalize it, in other words, close your deal, they sign it, you sign it, you know exactly how you're going to work, and don't be too stressed out about this. I've got all these systems in place, by the way. Number 6, the joint venture partner that now you've created, that deal you've created, the focus now is to maximize the profits. Because if you do something with them this year, could you repeat it again in the same year? Possibly yes. Could you do it again next year? Yes, you could do. So this is about relationship building. You're building a relationship for the long term. That's why I've had some of my same joint venture partners for more than 10 years. Because it's a win for them, it's a win for me, and it's a win for the client. 3 people must win. Otherwise, no deal. If I'm ever going to do a joint venture with someone and someone's going to lose, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. You know, in the marketplace, I'm known as for being very ethical, morally correct, and I won't do anything that's not ethical, that's not moral, that's not my values. So you want to find people who have same shared values as you, so everybody wins. How many of you think that is a great way to live? Type in value. Type in V for value. Type in V for value if you think it's important that everybody wins. Okay, thank you, Janice, Tina, Danny, Jane, Alan. Thank you, Anwar. Excellent, good. I totally agree. This is Anna Kitney. I'll tell you a story. Billy says, how many people do you collaborate with? I've got more than 20 that I collaborate with on an ongoing basis. More than 20 JV partners around the world. Actually, it's close to 30 now, close to 30. But we do certain things at a certain time. Okay, I'm not on this all the time. Too many cooks. Yeah, but they have slightly different audiences, Billy. But you don't need many. You can have 5 joint venture partners. You can have 100 joint venture partners, but it becomes hard work. So you've just got to be very careful. And at the beginning, it didn't start that way. I had 1 or 2, then I had another 2, and maybe some of them I'll do something once a year with. Remember, this is not something I'm doing every single week. How many of you realize that you've got to do, if you're in business, do you have to market? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Billy, give me a yes or no. If you are in business, you have to market. Good. Now you can choose which way you're going to market. You can market to where your ideal clients already exist, or you can market to somewhere else where you don't know if they're there or not. Don't stop marketing. 80% of your activities in business should be marketing. Joint ventures is one way of doing it. This is Anna Kitney, who I shared earlier on. Now, she did one joint venture partner. This is what blew her mind. She said, "Oh, Mac, I don't know if it'll work for me." She's a coach, a healer and coach therapist. And in the end, on a coaching call, I said, "Okay, Anna, you've lined everything up. You've spoken to them, you followed the system, everything's in place. So you've got to close the deal now." She was hesitant. She was hesitant. Oh, I don't know if they'll go with it. I got her to make a call. I said, make that call. She made that call, right? And when she made that call, she was surprised. And it was less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes just going through the script that I've given her, which you get obviously on my program. And in less than 10 minutes, she says, "Mac, they have agreed. They're going to sign a contract and send it to me." And I said, "How much is it worth?" She said, $40,000. $40,000 in a 10-minute phone call. How many of you like to generate 40? And listen, I want to see if you're there or not. How many of you like to generate 40,000 or more in one 10-minute phone call? How many of you would like to generate that? If you're not saying yes, I don't know what it is you are doing. You know, whether it's 10,000, whether it's 1,000, whether it's 100,000, how many of you? Absolutely so. And does it make her life easier? Yes, she still does online marketing and all, you know, internet marketing. She still does the social media, but fine. But you only need 2 or 3, 4, maybe 5 good joint venture partners that will send you a flood of high paying clients. So let me share with you what stops people. Some people have in their mind, oh, can I do this? Can I do joint ventures? Will it work for me? Some people say, am I good enough? Am I good enough to do this? And some people say, why would they listen to me? Why would they listen to me? There's a me missing here. Why would they listen to me? Some people say, I'm only a small company. You know, why would that big company do a joint venture with me? I'm only small. Listen, I did a joint venture. I'm only a small training and coaching company in the UK. I did a joint venture with $100 million turnover company based in Singapore. How? Because I add value to what they do. So if it comes to joint ventures, do not think, I mean, I'm sharing with you what stops people. Take these things out of your mind. Oh, I work on my own. I don't know if you can take that out of your mind. And then the big one for a lot of people is imposter syndrome. You know, somehow your mind is telling you, but I'm just an imposter. It's only little old me. You're in business right now and you know you're there to help as many clients as you can, and you are not going out there to market yourself, then you are cheating them. You are cheating those people who need your help. So don't make this about you. Make it about who? Make it about those clients who need your help. Okay? So don't let these things stop you. So let me I've talked so far about step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1 is how to become attractive in the marketplace, positioning and all the identification of the right clients, everything else. Step number 2 is lead and lead generations. There are different ways, but my favorite way, which I teach people, is joint ventures. And number 3 is selling authentically. This is very important. Make notes on this. There is a 6-step process that I teach our clients, people like Ronald Armson, people like Anna Kitney. Again, Anna Kitney, I'll share with you, she doubled her business using this process as well. Because when you have leads coming to you and you can't close them effectively, then they go somewhere else. Edward says, it's not the size of the dog, but the fight in the dog. I love that. I love that. And you don't even have to fight if you are naturally, authentically you. But there's a thing, and Edward, I resonate with you, is if you in your heart know you like to help people, you like to support people, that's the fight. That's the fight we're really going for. I want to help these people to have a better life, better business, better health, better relationship, whatever it is you're selling. So let's talk about the authentic sales process. Number 1 starts with identify the right clients, which I teach in my client attraction system program. And I talked about earlier on. You must identify the right type of clients. Not everyone's your client. Now, once you've identified them, the next step is now you've got to make contact and build rapport with them. How do you do that? There's a process within that. And when you make contact and build rapport with them, what happens is this: you're not even trying to sell anything. At the number 2 stage, do not attempt to sell anything. Just build rapport. In other words, get them to know you, like you, trust you. And there's a process of questions you should be going through. Ask them lots of questions to really understand them. Because by doing that, not like an interrogation, not Gestapo style, but very much a conversation, like I'm having a conversation with a lot of you here. Right? And then once you've built rapport, at some point they'll say, what do you do? And when they say, what do you do? Now is your chance to deliver your pitch. When people say, Matt, what do you do? You know, I don't say I'm a business coach. You know, when people say, what do you do? Some people say, oh, I'm an architect. I'm is How can you help me? Because everybody is tuned into what? Everybody's tuned into WIIFM. What's in it for me? What is in it for me? So when people ask me what do you do 15 years, I've trained and coached thousands of business owners around the world to grow their business, typically between 20% and 200% in less than 1 year. Would you like to know more? Now, let me ask you a question. I'm very clear. How many like to attract people to want to? How many of you like to deliver a pitch? Oh, my internet went. Okay, can you hear me now? My audio is playing up. Is it okay now? Give me a yes if it's okay now. Okay, good. Apologies for that. I'm not sure what happened to the internet. Um, okay. Okay. Is that better? I just want to make sure audio's good now. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you. Apologies for that. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, it's technology. It's the internet. So we won't make any excuses. My only apologies to you. So let's go. We're back on track. So when people say to me, Matt, what do you do? For me, I don't say, I say for the past 17 years, I've trained and coached thousands of business owners around the world to grow their business, typically between 20% and 200% in less than a year. Would you like to know how we do that? Now, let me ask you a question, which is what I was getting to. How many of you like to know what to say, how to say it, and be able to deliver your pitch so that people want to do business with you? How many of you like to have your own powerful pitch? Alan says yes. Louise says, Billy, me, fantastic. Good. So all of you should be saying yes because that's business. If somebody says what you do and you say I'm an accountant or I'm an architect or I'm a coach, that's not what they're asking. Everybody is tuned into WIIFM. What is in it for me? What's in it for me? And so once you've delivered your pitch, now it's time to handle their objections. You've delivered your pitch, you've developed your solution, you've told them exactly how you can help them. Now some people are going to say yes, some people are going to say no. So the people who say yes, you can continue working with them. If they say no, you've got to handle their objections. In other words, what is it in their mind? What is it in their situation? I'm a little behind. Handle their objections so that now that turns. We have a process in my business boot camp where we teach people how to turn no into yes. How do you turn their no's into a yes? And it's usually there's something that they haven't heard, but I have a whole process behind that. Once you've handled their objection, now we move from we go to what we call pre-close, and pre-close is a general set of questions you're going to ask, and then once that's warm enough, you'll then close them into a client. Okay, so that is step number 5, and step number 6, very, very important: follow up. Follow up with them. In other words, they bought from you now. Go back to them in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, maybe a year's time, and see how your product, your program, your service, whatever it was, has helped them. Why is that important? In business, do we want to do a good job or a poor job? Most people say we want to do a good job. So this authentic sales closing process forces you to do a good job from the beginning and deliver to them and give them good quality product, good quality program, so that they keep coming back and referring you as well. So this is, I don't have hours and hours with you. If I did, I'll go deeper into all the various processes in here. But this is the process for we use and our clients use and their teams use as well to close more business. This is Anna Kitney. Let me see if the video is playing on here. This is what she says. In terms of doing joint ventures, in terms of setting up her business properly, in terms of helping her clients.
Anna Kitney from Bergeron, and I want to share a quick testimonial on my coaching with Mac Attram. So I've known Mac Attram for about a year, and in the last kind of 6 months, Mac and I have been doing some private coaching together, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that Mac helped me get really clear on was on my finances, putting together a financial forecast, putting together kind of budgets and things for hiring team, expanding my company. So we were able to hire a person in the role of sales. He was very strategic in helping me put the right people into my team so that my company could grow and scale. So we brought on one of our sales girls, and so we were able to double our profits month on month through Max coaching. We also got rid of our office space.
So she would tell you, that's. So let me repeat the client attraction closing roadmap. Step number 1, client attraction formula, the ABC that I shared earlier on. Step number 2, if you want a flood of high-paying clients, go to where they already are. If you joint venture, it's much, much easier than any other form of marketing that I've found. If you joint venture, that means the other joint venture company or person is endorsing you, and it's easier because you can add value and show them, and then follow the authentic sales process to convert that prospect into a paying client. So that's the roadmap. Make sure you've made notes on that. And so some people say, oh, but Mac, I don't know if joint ventures are ready for me. If I'm ready for joint ventures, will it work for me? Let me make it very clear. If you want to make a greater impact in the world, then you can do what I've just been saying just now. If you have a service or a program to sell right now, this you can do. You can follow the same steps. If you have 2 or more clients, paying clients already, you can use all these formulas that I've said. If you have a capacity to take on more paying clients and you want more paying clients, hey, by the way, how many of you want more paying clients? Give me a yes in the chat box if you're looking for more paying clients. Give me a yes in the chat box. If you're looking to make more money or grow your business or have more paying clients, give me a yes in the chat box. Thank you, Alan, Craig, Louise, Jane. Some of you are not looking for. Anwar says yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Neville, if you are willing to be uncomfortable and play a bigger game, then you are ready to do what I've just been saying. If you are not, look, business success and personal success doesn't happen whilst you're comfortable, does it? It happens when you're not comfortable, when you have to do something different. And so if you want to play a bigger game, then you can do all of these things. If you want to earn a lot more money, absolutely you can do a lot of these things. Now, I've been speaking for a while, and I'll say this. You could, if you're in business right now, or thinking of going into business, you can spend the next 20, 30, 40 years working hard, really hard, and never ever really achieve the lifestyle, the income, or the money that you really, really desire. And, it seems like with a lot of clients who come to us, maybe they're struggling, things are not going well, and I put my hand in and I pull them out of that drowning water so they can breathe again. It may be, some of you may be in a position where you feel you can't breathe and things are not going so well, or you feel like you're drowning and it just 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and it's constant. Or maybe you feel stuck. So I know some of our clients experience these things, or they have in the past. Or sometimes it leads them to procrastinate and not taking the action that they really need to take. And as you know, my mission is to help people to make more money. And in fact, it's to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. So Craig says, I must find new clients because I work with schools who all closed in the same week 2 years ago due to COVID, and I've struggled to stay open since. Yeah, Craig, if I can help you, I'm here to help you. That's what I love doing. I love helping people change their situation around, because sometimes you have to be creative, and there's always another way to look at it, another way to pivot. So would love to. Sometimes people hire me. You're welcome, Craig. Sometimes people hire me, or big companies, small companies hire me to work with them. And I do one-on-one coaching, one-on-one consulting. If I can help you in any way, I would love to. I would love to. And typically, some of these clients pay $30,000 a day for me to support them. It's a lot of money. And I'll tell you this, that, I don't work with many. It's very limited that I work with at that level. However, to live my mission fully, to help a lot more people, the fact is this, what I did, I created something called the Millionaire Joint Venture Success Secrets Program. Now, it could be for you. Now, if Louise said it's the overwhelm factor that makes me inactive, absolutely. And there's a way of getting out of that. Now, for me, this is the most powerful program you will ever need to get clients for free, And let me say it again, get clients for free without having to waste your valuable time and energy. This is so powerful that our clients are using it to really grow their business exponentially, 20%, 100%, 200% at times. And what I want to do, with your permission, I want to take a few minutes, and I'll say, stay to the very end. Listen to what I'm going to say here. I hope I've given you a lot of value so far. I just want to spend a few minutes telling you about this, and if it's for you, great, and we'll see how I can support you in it. If it's not for you, that's okay as well, but hopefully you'll see that it is for you. So instead of people paying me $30,000 a day, I created this Millionaire Joint Venture Success Secrets Program, and it's a home study program. You can study on your own. There are 6 core modules in it, and I'll go deeper into why joint ventures, how you can make it work for you, how to identify the right joint venture partners. I break it all down step by step so you can follow and actually apply it to your own business. How to approach and contact those joint venture partners, what to say, how to say it, so you feel absolutely confident and certain whenever you speak to a potential joint venture partner. How to create a compelling joint venture proposal. So this is my exact step-by-step process to turn those situations into a win-win situation. How to present and close the joint venture deal. What to say and how to say it so they say, yes, let's JV. And when they joint venture, look, listen, for a lot of you, if you did one JV and you generated $10,000, would that be good use of your time? If you did one JV and you generated $100,000, is that a good use of your time? Yeah, most people say yes, but you've got to know how to do it, right? The next one is how to maximize the profits within it's a no-brainer. Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, absolutely. So the joint venture home study program, here's the best thing as well. Because people are so busy, I've made each particular module only 20 to 30 minutes. But within it, there are actions to take, okay? How many of you would be okay spending 20 to 30 minutes on each section, right? And then use it to generate tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars? How many of you would be okay to study and implement and make a lot of money? How many of you think that would be fine to do? All right, yes or no? So Pauline says yes, Craig. Absolutely, all day, every day. Now, but here's the important part. The studying of the material is only one aspect. There is action to be taken. And because there's action to be taken, this is the most important part. The important part is you've got to know you need to have the right documents to help you. So I've created a joint venture toolkit, and the joint venture toolkit is full of contracts, full of templates. And so joint venture email letters, what script to use when you call them, how to present the script to present, the questions you must ask, non-disclosure agreements so that they don't steal your joint venture idea, the checklist to make sure everything's in place, joint venture proposal templates, and number 8, very, very important, is the sample joint venture contract. Remember I talked about contracts earlier on. Now, if you don't have a contract and you go to a lawyer and you say to the lawyer, can you do a contract for, I'm going to do some joint ventures, can you do a contract for me? They will typically charge you? Does anyone know if a good lawyer, good high-end lawyer, how much do you think they'll charge you to draw up some contracts for you in order for you to have successful joint ventures? Guess. 5,000? Thank you, Craig. Yeah, you know, lots, between 5,000 to 10,000, sometimes more. But here's the thing, I've already done it for you. And all you got to do, depending on which country you're in, is you will take those contracts and you say, can you amend it to fit our locality, our country? And they'll amend it. It'll cost you maybe $100, $200, £200 or whatever, instead of 5,000 to 10,000. I've done all the work for you. Makes it easier. Who's this program for? It's only, I will say, only ambitious entrepreneurs only. If you're hungry for new clients, if you're hungry to make more money, if you're hungry to bring more business in, if you're hungry to grow your own income, have a better lifestyle, this is for you. If you're not hungry, if you're not ambitious, if you want to sit on the sidelines, this is definitely not for you. Definitely not for you. Because I will hold your hand. I'll give you the information you have to implement. Here's the benefit though. The benefit is you'll start making more money when? Now. More money now. And you can grow your business using this strategy between 20% to 200% in less than 1 year. For some of you, in less than 2 or 3 months. Less than a month for some of you. And you will get ongoing feedback from me and my team so you can make more money now. You'll get that ongoing feedback. So the joint venture program, the value, the total value of all the contracts, all the templates, all the checklists, and all the home study program, the value is $10,000. Okay. Now, earlier on, I talked about some things which I want to share with you now. I want to give you some fast action gifts. For those who say, yes, Mac, help me, I want to give you some fast action gifts. We call this Coach in Your Pocket. So through your mobile phone, whenever you need help, you'll be able to contact me or your coach directly and answer your questions for you. You're working on something and you're stuck, who do you ask? You ask Mac's team. And that's on your mobile. We call it Coach in Your Pocket. So you can get hold of your coach on your mobile, anytime, anywhere, any question. So that is there so that you don't feel stuck. The value of that is $2,647. Bonus number 2, for those of you who say, yes, I want to do this program, I want to take my business forward, I have a 3-day business boot camp. And I teach that virtually at the moment. We've been teaching it. It's all about how to discover and build and systemize your business. Someone talked about systemizing and automating your business. This program shows you how to build your business, systemize it so that it can increase both your income and free up your time by at least 200% in less than 1 year. Anna Kitney used joint ventures, grew her business, but then realized she needs to have a better team in place, systemize her business so she can be free. So she moved from becoming a business operator to a business owner. All right. When is it? This 3-day business boot camp is a bonus that I'm giving for those of you come to learn this stuff with me. It's April 22nd, 23rd, 24th. I only run this boot camp 4 times a year. So if you can't make April, then we can talk about the next one, which I believe is in September. So 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. UK time. 9 a.m. So it's 5.5 hours. I go deep into building a proper business and making more money. The value of that is $1,646. Bonus number 3. Remember earlier on I talked about client attraction and closing. I have a whole system that I've been teaching people, and in terms of identity, so this for me, it's the practical low-cost process to effectively win more clients, close sales, and increase your sales revenue consistently. Did I say intermittently? No. I said what? Consistently. So this whole program, let me break it down to you. I talk about I'll give you an intro, then I talk about the basics of marketing. I'll go deep into that. I talk about you finding your dream client. Who is your dream client? I'll take you through a whole workshop. This is a home study program. Then I show you how to build a million mess your marketing toolkit, the things you need. Oh, we lost audio again, have we? Is audio back? Tell me if you can hear me. Oh, I'll wait for the internet to come back. Is it okay now? Now, yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I give you, you remember we talked about selling and selling authentically? I go deeper into all the process and the step-by-step and also including how to pitch, what to say, also including how to turn your clients' no into a yes. No into a yes, okay? Powerful pitching formula I give you, handling objections I give you, and I give you something I call the irresistible offer. How do you make an offer so irresistible that it's like a no-brainer that they have to buy from you? Because who else would they get it from? So the client attraction system is a 12-week, listen carefully, 12-week accountability and implementation program. You get instant access to all of this stuff. The moment you register and pay, you get instant access. But for 12 weeks, I and my team will be coaching you for 12 weeks. You do the home study, and every week for 60 minutes, you come on a group coaching call on a Thursday between 1:30 and 2:30 at 1:30 p.m. UK time for 1 hour. It's all recorded, so if you miss it, you can listen to recording. If you have questions, ask your questions, and it's all answered for you live. If you can't make the call, ask your question anyway. It will be answered live every single week for 12 weeks. We have an accountability dashboard. Billy, you say you don't have a business. I'll show you how. If you don't have a business, I'm going to tell you to email my company and we'll show you how to start the right business for you, Billy. So I'll give you that email address in a little while. We have a Telegram group where people are supporting each other and I'm supporting them as well. So this is bonus number 3. The client attraction system, this is value of more than $5,000, okay? So let me break it down. Then I'll finish, okay? But I hope you can feel my heart and where I am. My job is to help as many people to make a lot more money. So millionaire joint venture process I talked about, worth over 10,000. Some gifts that I'm going to give, coach in your pocket, contact your coach anytime. My 3-day business accelerator bootcamp, which is designed for you to automate, systemize your business, make a lot more money through business with the right team, with the right support. My client attraction system program, how to generate leads, how to close them, how to really make that perpetual, and you get group coaching for 12 weeks within that. All of this comes to $19,940. But here's the thing. I want to share something with you. I want to do something special for you right now. You know, when I was struggling and broke and things weren't working out for me, and I was over $100,000 in debt, and I couldn't figure out how to really get out of it. I needed help, and this is one of the things I really would have loved someone to help me to do, so I can really grow my business. Because I'm sure you'd agree, the more money you make, the better you can structure your business, and you can bring quality team in place, and the better lifestyle you have. And I remember my wife being pregnant with our second child, and I was hardly at home, working 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, struggling. And when I learned this stuff, my business was like a small computer internet company. When I learned this stuff and it changed my business, changed my life, I knew it was my mission to help as many people around the world have exactly the same thing. Better business, make more money, have a better lifestyle, help other people. And so I want to do something special for you right now. And I can't do it for everyone, but what I will do this thing. I'll do a very special offer for the first 6 people who say yes, they want to work with me. Mac, help me. I can't do it for, I think there was over 70 people on here. I can't do it for 70, 80 people. But the first 6 people who want to work with me to use joint ventures, to make more money, to close more deals, have more clients, I will work with you directly. And guess what? I'm going to make you a very, very special offer, which means you won't have to pay $19,940. And what I've agreed with the Internet Business School is they want me to help you, as many of you as I can. So I'm going to do this for the first 6 people who say, yes, Mac, help me. I'm going to give you everything, and I'm going to give you my time, and my coaches are going to work with you as well. And for you today, it is only today you get everything that I've mentioned. The 3-day program, the 12-week program, the coach in your pocket, the millionaire joint venture secrets, including all the templates, the programs, the contracts, everything to make it work. You get everything for only $997. $997. So in pounds, that's about 740 pounds. $997. So if you think about what is that over a year, over a year, that's like $80 a month, right? $80 a month in the week. That's what, about $20 a month, $20 a week. Some people, $20 a week is like what, $4 or $5, which is about £3 a day. And some people spend more than £3 a day on, or $5 a day on coffee. But this is for you to change your lifestyle totally. So for those who are ready, go to this link here, bit.ly /joint venture profits. Type it in exactly. Actually, I'll put a code in here in a minute. And put this coupon code in. Coupon code JV profits, all in capitals. If you can do that, if you do that right now, what will happen is you will be able to, if you don't put the coupon code in, you don't actually get the discount. You'll pay the full price, $19,940. So you've got to type into bit.ly. Thank you for typing that in for us. Bit.ly, and type in the code JV profits, all in capitals, exactly as you see in on the screen here. JV profits. If you type in JV profits, you'll get that discount on there. And for 12 weeks, I will work with you. And so it's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions at all, so remember, go to the link in the chat box, type in JV profits. If you have any questions at all, or you are stuck, make sure, I'll give you an email address you can email, and my team will help you. So let me give you this link first of all. Type in JV profits. Okay, JV profits. And if you need any support, or you've got any questions about any part of the program, go to support@mindspacecoaching.com. So support@mindspacecoaching.com. So Billy, yeah, whatever, if you have a challenge in terms of time of when you think you want to start this program, or you have a question about the pricing, or you have a question, you need financial help or something, or if whatever way we can help you, remember the first 6 people are making this special offer too. Okay, that means you get all the bonuses. You can buy this program later. Craig, the email is on the screen. support@mindspacecoaching.com. Yes, you can buy this program later, but it'll be at the full price. So for the first 6 of you who say, yes, I'm in, then I'm going to work with you at this special $997 price, which is what I've agreed with Internet Business School. But make sure you copy the link, click the link, make sure you type in JV profits, all in capitals. It took a while to show on your screen. It is there now. Well, my friends, what I want to say is I'm finishing my talk right now. I want to say thank you for your time and energy. And I look forward to working with those of you who are ready to take your business forward. I'll show you exactly how we do it as well. Mac Attram, thank you. Hi, Claire.
Hello, thank you, Mac. Excellent presentation. Really amazing offer for you all. So thank you for sharing and taking time out on a Saturday morning with us. So I hope you spot those links now, because I think they were just coming to me. That was why. Sometimes you have to put them on the everyone side. That's why. But I put them all back in the link, so it's all good. So thank you, Mac. And
welcome. My pleasure.
Excellent. And hopefully a lot of people will be joining you if they're quick, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we will do the special offer for the first 6 people. If you have any challenges, any issues, support@mindspacecoaching.com. And I'm based in London. So I'm based in London, United Kingdom. So reach out. Let's see how my team and I can help you. Dimitri, thank you as well. Alan, thank you as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, have a lovely weekend, Mac. And thank you for being here. No worries.
Bye for
Take
now.
care. Bye. Bye. Right, well, that brings us to the end of Saturday school. And yeah, so we're all free now to carry on with our Saturdays. Hopefully you take up that offer and help transfer. Oh no, I know, Edward, it's come to an end. That is the end. Saturday school has finished. So now we're going to get back to life. Take some action from today. Like, yes, keep Ukraine in your prayers, definitely that. Yeah, take some action today as well and try and make a difference in the world, however that may show up for you. So yeah, that's it. Time, yes, recess, that's it. You opened an Anchor account already and you're just doing podcast 1. Awesome, Alan. That is, you get a special shout out for that. That is super big action taking. Yeah, that is excellent. So we're going to, I don't know, maybe I'll do some more podcast stuff, more the technical details next time so we can get into that. So yes, looking for your next podcast teaching. We'll go into technicals and launch, maybe, some of those things, I don't do it all at once. An hour is a whole podcast course in an hour. I can't do it. Anyway, so well done, Alan, and I will see you all in a few weeks. I don't like to say when, because you know what it's like. I end up being here later on, so or weeks, I don't know. Anyway, someone's jumping in the corner. It's distracting. Anyway, take care, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Have a good week, and I'll see you in March. Okay, and everyone, Saturday school's back next Saturday. But I don't know what's happening, but it will be emailed to you in the week. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye.